Pull up. We got news. What up, internet? It's Tega. Happy New Year, and we're gonna kick it off with a brand new segment on my channel, which is the news segment. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna call it. I don't know if it's gonna be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, but I'm just throwing out a brand new idea and see how y'all respond to it. And if y'all like it, if y'all rocking with it, we'll just continue it all throughout the year. So primarily I want to cover, you know, small news that happens weekly or all throughout the month, something I think that's informative or funny. So it's just a bunch of articles that I collected just to inform you about what's going on throughout the year. It's a brand new year. It's a lot of stuff dropping in 2023. So I want to be the place that you come to for all the news. So if you don't have that outlet, you got it now. Let's get to it. So the first piece of news I want to talk about is Payday 3. It recently just got a Steam page added and it's set for 2023, but there is no official time frame of when it's going to release. So if you don't know what Payday is, it's a first-person shooter and it can be played single player or up to 4-player co-op. And it mainly revolves around robbing banks and completing heists, all the usual bank robber stuff. And the third installment takes place right after the second one, after the main gang breaks up and start living their lives outside of crime. Now, instead of Washington, D.C., this game is going to take place in New York. What we know so far is that it's supposed to revolve around the rise of cryptocurrency. So this game should be interesting. So like maybe we can have like a hacker class or something like that that can mine crypto or whatever the case may be, but it's supposed to be set in the 2020s. So you can expect that the surveillance may be a little bit more difficult. Cameras and all the high-tech stuff that we have in today's time is going to play a part in Payday 3. So interesting to see where that's going. I haven't really played Payday much. I played the first two, but I didn't sink hundreds of hours into it, but I am curious to see where this one goes. Next piece of news are the 4070 Ti's. So if you're looking for a new graphics card, we just had some hit on the 5th. So if you can beat scalpers, buy an extra one for me. Nah, for real, buy an extra one for me. I need one. They're starting at $799, but good luck finding some at that price range because they're probably all sold out by now. From me looking around, I've seen some range from 800 all the way up to 1200, and of course you have the more expensive ones with all the bells and whistles if you got that type of money. Definitely be on the lookout for that. Try your popular sites like Newegg and Best Buy, wherever you get your gaming components from, because they're out there and hopefully they're easier than when the 40 series dropped originally. Good luck. The next piece of news I wanted to talk about was the Hitman franchise. So if you haven't heard, Hitman 1 and 2 from the recent trilogy are getting delisted. But don't worry, if you own those games, you're good to go. But Hitman 3 is undergoing a repackage. So if you own Hitman 3 or you're planning on buying it, it's going through a name change and it's going to include Hitman 1 and 2 with all the DLCs included. So it's going to change its name from Hitman 3 to Hitman Word of Assassination. And hopefully this clears up all the menus and everything, because if you haven't played the new trilogy, how it's structured is more of an episodic type of thing. So it can be confusing for newcomers that haven't played a Hitman game in, you know, who knows how long. But it's supposed to repackage everything into one interface and it's going to take place January 26th. Now, this change did get delayed before, but IO Interactive is pretty solid with this date now. So if you're a Hitman fan, this is great for you. So if you haven't played anything and you buy Hitman 3, you're going to be guaranteed those past 2 games. So have fun with that. This next section is full of Sony news. CES just passed and they unveiled a few things like the Gran Turismo movie that's in the works and things like that. But I wanted to cover one of the statements that was made. Sony said that the PS5 shortage is over, like starting now. So that's pretty interesting considering that a lot of people still don't have PS5s in their home, but they're promising that it should be a lot easier to get PS5 in stores now. So we'll see how that goes. To my knowledge, there's still a semiconductor shortage and that piece is used for the PS5 hardware. So I don't know if that's over as well, but hey, we'll just see. It's the first month. So if we see improvements in people grabbing PS5s, then hopefully the rest of the year goes the same way. But last time I checked, I thought we were going to be going through this for at least another year, but they seem pretty strong about that message, so we'll see how that goes. Sony also unveiled a brand new fully customizable controller called Project Leonardo, and from the looks of the images, it's geared towards accessibility, so this is a huge win for disabled gamers. Back in 2018, Xbox dropped an adaptive controller that received pretty well, and I'm glad that it's becoming more inclusive and now more gamers can be included on platforms of their choice. With all of these accessibility settings within inside of video games now, why not have a controller that's comfortable for everyone else? And I mean, I love it. So now we're looking at you, Switch. Now Nintendo needs to respond and come out with some type of adaptive controller, because I'm pretty sure people would love to play all of those Mario games and Zelda games and whatever else come out. It's a huge win. I have no complaints about this. We just need more of it. The last piece of Sony news is really short. I just wanted to bring up the PSVR 2. We do know that it's launching in February, and they promise it's going to be 30+ games available at launch day. And we just got news that Gran Turismo 7 is getting added VR support and is going to be available day one. We also know that Beat Saber is coming. We don't have a release date for that, but they did promise that it's going to be ported over. I won't be buying a PSVR just because I already have a Quest 2, and I think that just has more variety to do things on. The only game that I'm really interested in is the new Horizon game that's coming out for PSVR 2, but I'm not going to buy an entire headset just for one game. But yeah, definitely look forward to that if you're planning on buying. It's coming out in February. I think pre-orders are already up, so look into that if you want to grab it. And you know I cannot end this segment without talking about more Witcher 3 news. So if you've been living under a rock, the Witcher 3 next gen update came out last month, but you're in luck if you're a physical collector, because a complete copy is going to come out January 26th, and it's going to include the free next gen update along with all the DLCs that comes along with the Witcher 3. So look for that if you haven't got it already. I can't talk about The Witcher 3 enough. It's one of my favorite games of all time. The franchise is amazing. So if you missed out on The Witcher 3, this is the best way to play it. The next gen update is out. We have physical copies that's coming out in the wild. So hey, join Geralt along on his journey. Please do. It's one of the greatest games of all time. I'm not saying it again. Okay, I am saying it again. Grab it. And lastly, let's talk about some free games that you can get if you're a little bit short on cash. So for PlayStation, we have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for PS4 and PS5, Fallout 76 for PS4, and Axiom Verge 2 for PS4 and 5, and you can get that for the entire month of January. Over on Epic Games for the first week of January, you can get Kerbal Space Program and Shadow Tactics Akaio's Choice, and if you're on Game Pass, Mortal Shell and Deep Stranded just came the first week of January. For any notable releases, ports and updates for the first week is not much, but if you like Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, it just got ported to Steam, so if you didn't want to buy it on Epic Games, now's your chance to grab it over there for a heavily discounted price, so check that out. If you're a No Man's Sky fan, Expedition 8 Polestar is running until January 18th. So if you missed out on any rewards during the expedition, now's your chance to go back and get it. And lastly, we have some Dead by Daylight updates. So they just dropped the 6.5.0 update. I'm not really that much into Dead by Daylight, but I know it is a long running franchise. So you guys can go to their page and look at all the patch notes and see who got nerfed and who got buffed. And yeah, that's all I have for the first week of January. Once again, Happy New Year, everybody. Make sure you like, share, comment, hit the bell, man. Y'all know how the internet works. I ain't gotta tell y'all. And yeah, if you're rocking with this new news segment, let me know down below. If I missed out on any prominent news that you want to talk about, leave that below. Let's talk about it, man. Let's have a party down there. Tell me how your 2022 went. But appreciate y'all for rocking with me last year before my return. And 2023, we got a lot more in store. We out.